Europe, as at 1789, was under the surge of what? Of revolutions. You understand? The modern age. When we talk about the Age of Enlightenment, the American Revolution of 1776, you understand? Then this Age of Enlightenment spurs and brought about new ideologies. You get me? And these ideologies were all over Europe. People were now thinking differently. There was like an age of new ideas, new mentality, which were spurred by the events of Reformation and the Renaissance, paved way from the classical era to the modern age. Do you get it? Now, from 1789, the French Revolution broke out. Now, the first question that comes to your mind is, why did the revolution break out in France? Remember, the whole of Europe was going into what? Debt. We were going into a recession. And mind you, when you're writing about the history of France, or you're talking about revolutions, use Nigeria as a case study to compare and contrast what happened in Nigeria and what happened in France as at that time. So you'll be able to weigh them. So you understand the differences, the convergence between both what? Revolutions. So let's continue. Like I said before, disasters do not just happen, but they are as a result of what? Chains of critical what? Events. Things don't just happen. Wars don't just happen. Let's say, for example, the EndSARS did not just happen. Do you get it now? The EndSARS did not just break out. There were a lot of factors that led to the what? The EndSARS that broke out in Nigeria. We should understand some of them, which are police brutality, how the government was neglecting the youth. You understand? The corruption in the police. Do you get it? So now, we will look at the factors that led to the what? To the French Revolution. We have economic reasons, political reasons, social reasons, and the rest of them. Now, let's explain them one after the other. Now, the first thing you should know is that France was in debt. And if you look at Nigeria today, Nigeria is in debt. I tell you that if you want to compare Nigerian history, or use Nigeria as as a case study between France and Nigeria. France was in debt as at that time. France was in debt and they were trying to support America in their revolution against Britain. Do you get it? France was pumping money into the American economy to sponsor their warfare against Britain, because at that time America was fighting for their independence. Now, it was some of these soldiers who came back from the American Revolution that brought this age of enlightenment. That look at what is happening in America. They are seeking for their own independence. They are fighting for their freedom. Why here we are living in in pains. Now, the age of enlightenment now, some of the people that came back from the American War brought about some ideologies. According to Jean-Jacques Rousseau in 1789, so that time, he brought out a theory. He said man was born free, yet everywhere he is in He's in chains. This brings us to the principles of the French Revolution, which are what? Go with me. Equality, liberty, and fraternity. These are the three principles of the French Revolution. Then another reason, another cause. So we've explained what? We've outlined two factors: the American Revolution and the financial factors. France was in debt, and when you are in debt, what happened to the economy? There is inflation. Do you get it? There is inflation, and you could learn to understand the fact that after that time, if you want to buy bread, you need a wheelbarrow of money. Imagine using a wheelbarrow of money to buy bread. Now use it to compare Nigeria as a case study. Now in Nigeria today, the prices of things are very high. That you use 1,000 naira to buy bread. Let's use egg as an example. We are historians and we try to compare and contrast. You understand? The similarities in these two nations to understand what we are trying to explain.